Okay.
Okay, it looks like we're about ready. We're going to call Akaku.
Members, here's the countdown for Akaku. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Good afternoon. Will the Agriculture, Diversification, Environment, and Public Transportation Committee meeting of January 30th, 2026 please come to order? The time is now 1:33 p.m. Members, in accordance with Sunshine Law, if you're not in the council chamber, please identify who, by name, who, if anyone is in the room, vehicle, or workspace with you today. Minors do not need to be identified. Also, please see the last page on the agenda for information on meeting connectivity. Remind yourselves to all silence your cell phones. Good afternoon. I look forward to chairing an efficient and productive meeting. I hope we can complete our business today and adjourn within an hour. That's the intention, and it's really up to us. I am Gabe Johnson, your committee chair. Also joining us today is Vice Chair Sinensi, Aloha Councilmember. I see you there.
Hey, aloha winala kako here. And I'm still in Kaunakakai, and I'm here by myself, and there are no testifiers in Hana.
Thank you so much. And moving forward, we've got committee member Kaunoe Batangan. I think this is your first time in our ADEPT committee. Is that correct?
Yes, it is.
Welcome aboard.
Thank you, Chair.
Next, we have committee member Tom Cook. Aloha.
Aloha, Chair. Good afternoon. There's currently no testifiers in the KA office.
Great. Thank you for that. Moving on to Council Chair Alice Lee. Aloha, Council Member.
Hi, Chair. Aloha, everyone.
Aloha.
I'm here alone in my workspace.
Okay, great. Of course, committee member Tamara Paulton is a member, but she's excused today. Following up, we have committee member Noelani Hajins. Aloha, Council Member.
Aloha, Chair. I'm alone in my personal vehicle for the next 26-ish minutes, and then I will be on the road, and I will be listening and following along. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, next we have our non-voting committee members. Of course, they're always welcome. Today joining us is Councilmember Kiani Rollins Fernandez. Aloha, Councilmember.
Aloha, Chair. I'm joining from my private residence on Molokai. There are 2 minor children here, and there will be an adult joining me, my husband, McKenna Fernandez, shortly. And we currently have no testifiers at the Molokai District Office. Mahalo for having me.
Of course. And of course, Councilmember Yukilei Sugimura is always welcome. From our administration, we have Corporation Counsel, Adrian Rife Snyder, Deputy Corporation Counsel. Okay, and then we have resource personnel. We have Mike Naho'opi'i, Executive Director of Kaho'olawe Island Reserve Commission. On our committee staff, we have Ellen McKinley, Legislative Analyst, Casey Apo Takayama, Senior Legislative Analyst, Megan Moniz, Legislative Attorney, Griselda Paranata, Committee Secretary, and Jean Pokipala, our Assistant Clerk. Today on our agenda, members, we have 2 items, and I would like to take them up at the same time as they are intertwined, which is ADEPT 1, parentheses 11, reviving the Na'ulu Cloud Bridge, and ADEPT 111, parentheses A, scheduling a limited meeting on Kaho'olawe on reviving the Na'ulu Cloud Bridge. Thank you, members, for being here today. The purpose of this meeting is to comply with Sunshine Law procedures to hold a limited meeting on Kaho'olawe to see firsthand the efforts to revive the Na'ulu Cloud Bridge. A limited meeting is a special meeting where access to the public is restricted or closed. In order to conduct a limited meeting under Section 92-3.1, parentheses A, Hawaii Revised Statutes, the committee is required to hold a regular meeting, as we are doing today, to vote on whether A, the limited meeting is necessary and the location is dangerous to the health and safety of the attending public for specific reasons, or B, this on-site inspection is necessary and public attendance is impracticable for specific reasons. The committee must find by a 2/3 vote that these limited meeting criteria are satisfied. If 2/3 approval is obtained, the committee must also obtain written concurrence from the Office of Information Practices to hold the limited meeting. There are many reasons I feel this limited meeting is necessary and why public attendance at this meeting should not be required. including the following. At our ADEPT committee meeting on December 4th, 2025, we heard about the important work being done by Uhivai o Haleakala and others, including the Kaho'olawe Island Reserve Commission, to revive the Naulu Cloud Bridge spanning from leeward Haleakala to Kaho'olawe. The site inspection visit and limited meeting the committee is arranging with Kirk on Kaho'olawe will further the committee's education on the nature and importance of this restoration work. Kaho'olawe is a restricted access island that is part of Maui County. So many council members may have never had the chance or the opportunity to tour the site and understand its significance. The U.S. military bombed this sacred island for years, inflicting immense damage from which the island is still trying to heal. Unexploded ordnance remain, making the terrain potentially dangerous to the public's health and safety. And the Wi-Fi on Kaho'olawe is weak, creating a spotty cell service, and therefore a regular meeting there is impractical. Coordinating travel, accessibility, signing of required liability waivers, and supervising participants' movements to ensure their safety also make public participation in the meeting impracticable. In a discussion with OIP about the possibility of holding a regular meeting on Kaho'olawe, the OIP attorney agreed it would likely be impracticable. Even so, we must obtain the committee's votes on all the criteria and then get OIP's written concurrence. Members, today we have Kirk's Executive Director, Mike Naho'opi'i, with us today to provide brief comments and answer the questions, if any. Members, if there's no objections, I'd like to designate Mike Naho'opi'i as a resource under Rule 18A, given his expertise on Kaho'olawe, and particularly on the reforestation efforts and efforts to revive the Naulu Cloud Bridge. Any objections, members? Thank you so much. Mr. Naho'opi'i, thank you for being here. Do you have any brief introduction comments about the necessity of the committee holding a limited meeting on Kaho'olawe?
Thank you, Chair. The importance of coming to Kaho'olawe for the council here is, one, see the type of work that we're doing on Kaho'olawe to do restoration on a very ecologically devastated island, and to see the type of work and the means that we are accomplishing this work, so that we can also show you the potential work sites that we have envisioned to support the Naulu Cloud Bridge project, and to demonstrate some of the things that we want to do to support this project. Some of the reasons for as the chair was saying about limited liability, the limited meeting, travel will be provided by the Kirk boat, which is a 40-foot landing craft. We will be launching from Kihei, but we'll be landing on the beach, and we may have to wade or maybe shallow swim ashore, depending upon the surf conditions. The base camp is considered the field camp, as not ADA accessible. We have boardwalks and gravel trails between the buildings. Due to, as the chair is saying, due to historic use of the island as a bombing range, all visitors to the island are escorted by Kirk-trained access guides who have unexploded ordnance training to be able to provide safety and security to the people that are on the island. While on island, as we travel across the island, we'll be being transported by Kirk all-terrain vehicles, limited means of transportation, and we will be going off-road on most of the way, so there's limited number of people we can transport, and the trails are limited on the island. And also, since this is an overnight trip, there'll be limited accommodations and facilities available on island. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that presentation. Members, do we have any clarifying questions now? I don't see any, so we can move on to public transportations. Don't see any hands. Okay. Thank you, members. We're going into public testimony. Oral testimony via phone or video conference will be accepted in addition to in-person testimony. Individuals wishing to testify in person may sign up with a staff member at the entrance of the chamber. For those joining the meeting via Microsoft Teams, please let the staff know if you're wishing to testify by using your raise your hand function. Once you've been added to the testifier log, the staff will lower your hand. Testifiers wanting to provide video or audio testimony should have joined the online meeting via tiny URL link or by calling in the phone number noted on today's agenda. Written testimony is encouraged and can be submitted via the e-comment link via mauicounty.us/agendas. Before I go any further, staff, do we have any testifiers?
Yes, Chair.
Okay, let me continue. Oral testimony is limited to 3 minutes per item. If you're still testifying beyond that time, you'll hear a second timer go off in 30 seconds. I will kindly ask you to complete your testimony. We ask that you state your full name and organization, but if you prefer to testify anonymously, staff will identify and refer to you as testifier. Please also indicate the agenda items or items you're wishing to testify on. And once you're done testifying, or if you do not wish to testify, you can view the meeting on Akaku Channel 53, Facebook Live, or mauicounty.us/agendas. Thank you all for your cooperation. The chair will maintain decorum, and any person who behaves in a manner that disrupts, disturbs, or impedes the orderly conduct of any committee meeting can, at the discretion of the presiding officer or a majority of the present council members, be ejected or banned from the committee meetings, or if participating remotely, muted or dropped from the meeting. Examples of disruptive behavior include heckling, shouting, use of profanity, threatening, or slanderous remarks made to any member of the council, staff, or public. Committee members now proceed with oral testimony, and staff has been monitoring if any individuals are ready to testify. So staff, will you please call the first testifier?
Chair, the first testifier is the Royal House of Hawaii, to be followed by James Langford.
Okay.
Aloha. This is the Royal House of Hawaii and descendants and heirs of Heva Heva Nui, and Royal Patent heirs, descendants of Heva Heva Nui and Manoa. And I'm going to be testifying on two of the items, both of the items today. So I can start?
Yes, please.
Okay. Aloha County Council members. So the first one was, oh yeah, so the lands that to bring back it sounds great that you guys wanting to bring back the weather, the cloud back, right? But as you guys should know, all of Hawaii is royal patented, allodial titled, what we call a pala pala sila nui, and none of us heirs have been contacted, haven't been let known that they're going to be using our lands, and that's a big violation. I mean, like, I get it. I understand that it's supposed to be for the public, but it really shouldn't. It should be for the heirs first, and because we want to go back to the land, you know what I mean? But if we was to, we would get kicked out or like something, like, and we would get hurt and everything if just because we wanted to go back on our land. And it should be for the beneficiaries, the descendants, and the heirs of the royal patents, Pala Pala Sila Nuis first, and then other Hawaiians, and then the public. Yeah. Because it's allodial title, it could never be taken away from us, and it's getting taken away from us. And it's cool that it's for the public, but it should be for the descendants first. It always should, like, I really don't understand, you know what I mean? I testified many times about royal patent, and you got, it's not being recognized. It should be recognized. It's recognized in the TMKs. And I see that the TMKs are being changed, which is highly illegal because we already did the claims in 1800s with those lands. And under the legal, it's the legal info, and it cannot be changed. Why is it being changed recently? I don't know. It's really weird. But for the lands, to bring back the cloud, it should be the descendants gotta go first, gotta. And if it's not, then that's you participating in the illegal occupation of this country. Ko Hawaii pai aina. And yeah, are you guys for Hawaii or are you guys not? Okay, so second topic, yeah. The second one, topic, the meeting has to be for the public, by the way, and yeah, it should be, the meeting is supposed to be for the public. Okay, yeah, so like for the first one that I was just talking about, that is for, the descendants. And then now this one is for the meeting, right? The meeting is supposed to be for the public, by the way. And why is it being, a private meeting with certain people that no can? Because we, the descendants, have not been contacted. And when I say us descendants, now that you're talking about all the descendants of the royal patents, of all royal patents, because you're talking about Ko'olave, I mean, and whatever, any kind of land, period. You need to call the descendants that are blood Kanaka. Don't take any offense to this. I don't know why people get offensive. Please don't get offended. I don't know. But it has to be for the descendants, you guys. What, like, you guys just kicking all the descendants out and then just replacing them with any kind. And with the wrong people, with the wrong descendants that are doing the practices that are supposed to be practiced over there, you know. And yeah, it's crazy. Like, how are we replacing, like, even when you guys bring in cultural advisors or these kahunas to be allowed to do any kind of stuff, like, they're not even supposed to be, I don't even know. It shouldn't be for people that it shouldn't be for anyway.
Okay.
And only people that are of that area, who do the practices of that area, need to be over there of that area, and make the meeting public, because it's supposed to be. And yeah, because us descendants never get notified. That's why. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Thank you for your testimony. Let me see if we have any clarifying questions for you. Seeing no hands raised, thank you once again for your testimony. Staff, will you call the next testifier, please?
Yes, Chair. The next testifier is James Langford.
We can't hear you, Mr. Langford. You might want to unmute yourself. I see you have new headphones on today. Can't hear you.
Hang on, let's
Oh,
try this.
there it is. Now we can hear you.
Is this better?
100%.
Yes?
Go ahead.
Woohoo! Well, I'm excited for you guys to get to go over to Ko'olave. And from a spiritual perspective, understanding the dynamics of how the people, so what the land will feel like in like Ukraine and right now. That's potentially the opportunity that you folks have to tune into the what would be, I guess we could say, the heart or the feelings of the land. You know, one of the Wayans brothers said why he loves Maui so much is because, these are his words, we have different ones, but he said it's because you could still feel God there. Okay, so ironically, if you look at the Arctic right now, and my MIT buddy can tune into this, there was a thing called Operation Paperclip in 1938, which was to melt the Arctic ice cap in order to have faster oil trade lines. Okay, well, that's been achieved. So if that's something that gives us pause and hesitation and pain, what we can do is say, okay, funding a cloud bridge seems like a pretty smart way, because what happens when you melt an ice cap? It's probably going to make clouds. So we claim spiritually the mana and kala that goes with the healing of that pilikia is potentially an English way to say words that might heal and justify, you know, whatever you folks are going to go do over there and all that stuff. What I would love to do if I went with you guys is to sit up in the navigator's seat at night and let my brain feel all the stars and all the constellations up there aligning, so I could get a better perspective in my heart with the light of just the starlight into my brain and then into my eyes and into my heart. And then I would feel that. And I would listen to whatever responsibility that I had. So I invoke your guys' abilities to develop the empathy to feel in that way, especially if you're a complete English speaker too. So, you know, the public needs to know what's up, obviously, and, you know, my time's up. I love you.
Okay, Mr. Langford, let me see if we have any clarifying questions for you. Seeing none, thank you once again for your testimony. Staff, will you call the next testifier, please?
Chair, staff has not received any further requests for testimony at this time. Would you like us to do a last call?
Yes, please.
If anyone would like to testify, please raise your hand by clicking on the raise your hand button or pressing *5 via phone. Last call for testimony, 3, 2, 1. Chair, seeing no individuals wishing to testify.
Members, seeing that there's no more individuals wishing to testify without objection, I'll now close public testimony. Any objections, members? Okay, let's move on to the agenda. Okay, members, I will now entertain motions statutorily required to hold the limited meeting. As a reminder, we need 2/3 votes in favor to conduct the limited meeting, which is 5 votes of this committee. I'm going to entertain 2 motions on the statutory requirements. First, I'll entertain a motion determining that scheduling a limited meeting on Kaho'olawe is necessary and the location is dangerous to the health or safety of the attending public for specific reasons. The meeting is necessary because Kaho'olawe is a often overlooked part of Maui County that all of council members have a kuleana to understand and protect. The limited meeting presents a unique opportunity for council members to visit Kaho'olawe, which has an important historical, environmental, cultural significance to the Maui County and is an instrumental site in reviving the Na'ulu Cloud Bridge. Visiting the site in person will provide council members with a greater understanding of the restoration work being performed and the scope, value, and necessity of additional work needed to revive the Na'ulu Cloud Bridge, and ultimately, much-needed rain will help to create. It takes visiting a place in person to develop the pilina, or the relationship, to connect with the aina. The location is considered dangerous to the health or safety of the attending public because boat transportation to the island may sometimes require swimming to shore. Unexploded ordnance are present on the island, presenting the potential for public injury and county liability. And the island's environment is harsh with little protection from the elements, and the island's facilities are basic and limited. Emergency services are not readily available if members of the public become injured, and the public attendance requires attendance would require an overnight stay. The committee also has no way to evaluate participants' physical fitness to participate in the excursion and cannot monitor all the public participants' movements to ensure their safety. So that's the motion, members. Can I get a I get a so moved by Councilmember Hodges. Do I have a second? We've got a second from Councilmember Cook. So let's discuss, and please raise your hand if you have a question. I won't think we'll go down like, I think you guys see it's pretty understandable that this is a place that requires a limited meeting for the reasons I just stated. Anyone with a hand? Oh, I do, Councilmember Hodges.
Thank you, Chair. I don't have a question, but for Sunshine Law's sake, my dad is in the car with me now as we are waiting to pick up my son and my niece from school.
Okay.
No question, Chair. Happy to support. Thank you.
All right. So in the interest of time, I don't see any hands, so I'm going to call for the question. All those in favor of the motion on the floor, raise your hand. Okay, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ayes, 0 noes, motion passes. Okay, thank you for that. This is new for me, doing a limited meeting, so pardon me if I'm a little bit not as fast with my flow. The limited meeting presents a unique opportunity for the council members to visit Kaho'olawe, which has an important historical environment and cultural significance to Maui County, and an instrumental site in reviving the Honolulu Cloud Bridge. Oh, hold on a second. We're on the second motion, right, staff? Okay, so this is, it's so similar to these reasons. Okay, here we go. I'll next entertain a motion determining that the schedule of site inspection on Kaho'olawe is necessary and the public attendance is impractical for these specific reasons. The site inspection is necessary because Kaho'olawe is an often overlooked part of Maui County that all council members have kuleana to understand and protect. The limited meeting presents a unique opportunity for council members to visit Kaho'olawe with an important historical, environmental, and cultural significance, and is instrumental in site in reviving the Honolulu Cloud Bridge. Visiting the site in person will provide council members with a greater understanding of the restoration work being performed by the scope, value, and necessity of additional work required to revive the Honolulu Cloud Bridge and ultimately the rain that it will create. This is very similar to the other one, is that correct?
Yes, Chair, this is about the necessity for the site inspection, which is slightly different.
Okay.
And I think if we have 2 bases, it might be stronger for OIP.
I beg your pardon?
Providing 2 bases for OIP.
You need two, it's very similar, so members, I'm sorry. It sounds a
We
little bit-
probably only need 1, but just in case, we cover all our bases.
Okay, sure. So public attendance is impractical because the potential for ADA accessibility issues that cannot be accommodated, that's a new one. The Kaho'olawe Island Reserve Commission requires each participant to sign a liability waiver and charges a fee for each participant. Boat transportation to the island may sometimes require swimming to shore. Unexploded ordnance are presented on the island, presented the potential for public injury and county liability. And the island's environment is harsh with little protection for the elements. The island's facilities are basic and limited. And emergency services are not readily available if members of the public become injured. Public attendance would require an overnight stay, and the committee has no way to evaluate public participants' mental or physical fitness to participate in the excursion. The committee cannot monitor all public participants' movements to ensure their safety. And the Wi-Fi on Kaho'olawe is weak, and cell phone service is spotty, making a regular committee meeting impractical. So that's the motion on the floor, members. Can I get a so moved and a second?
So moved.
Okay, no, Councilmember Uha just moved it, and we got a second by Councilmember Cook again. Let's go into discussion. Any members have any type of discussion, raise your hand on this. And I'm looking, I don't see any hands raised. So let's call for the question on that one. It's very similar once again. All those in favor of this motion, raise your hand, say aye. Okay, that's unanimous once again. Let it be known, is it 6 or 5, staff? 6 ayes? Thank you for that. 6 ayes, tomorrow's excused. Councilmember Paul's excused. Okay, this is the last one. All right. Members, I'll finally entertain a motion to request a waiver of the video according to requirement for the limited meeting because of the following reasons. The meeting would be needed to be recorded via cell phone. The meeting may be for a very long duration, making it difficult to keep cell phones sufficiently charged, as we might not have access to a power source. Limited OCS staff will attend the meeting and will also need to taking handwritten notes for minutes. The terrain may also be make footing for filming dangerous. So that's the motion on the floor on why we want to exempt ourselves from that. So is there motion on, okay, we got Councilmember Cook. Do we have a second? We got a second by Councilmember Batangan. Thank you for that. Any discussion on why we want to exempt ourselves from the video requirement? I don't see any hands for a discussion, so let's call for the question. All those in favor, raise your hand, say aye. Councilmember Hodges, you're frozen. Can you unmute and? Okay, looks like we have enough though? Okay, so what's the count? 5 ayes? 5, 2's excused. Okay, motion passes. Chair, or members, I think that takes us to the end of the meeting, but I'm going to check with staff. Staff, that was very unusual for me to do a limited meeting. Is there anything else I might have missed?
No, Chair, you might mention that all the details will be forthcoming.
Oh,
in the
yes.
Travel memo, and then if you wanted to defer the items.
Okay, thank you for that. So members, I want to let you know that there is a memo coming out that has all the travel arrangements, all the questions that you might have for travel will be coming to you shortly, either today or Monday, and that I would like to defer this item. So any objections to me deferring this item, members? Oh, we do have a question from Councilmember Sinetsi.
Yeah, no objections, but the question, did you decide on the two possible dates?
February
Or would that
12th.
be part of the memo?
February 12th, I'm sure it'll be in the memo, but February 12th would be the date. Thank you for that question. Good point. Okay, that takes us to the end of the agenda, members, and the item is deferred. So the ADEPT Committee of 1/30/2026 is adjourned.